I want to start today with a story, and it is a story of a father and a son. Story of a father and a son. The son so desperately wants to do well in all that he does, to please his father, to do well in school. So he begins grade school, he studies hard, and at the end of the first semester, he brings home his test scores. Dad, I got an A+. He shows his dad the paper. That's great, son, he says. I'm proud of you. Now, who are you becoming? You decide. The boy grows. He begins middle school. Middle school is messy. I hated middle school. Hopefully you did too. And he decides to go out for the basketball team. He tries really hard. He practices every day, every night, and he attends tryouts. He puts in his best effort. But when the results were posted on the gym door outside, his name was not listed. He did not make the cut. He gets in the car, dejected, sits in the passenger seat next to his father, and he says, I'm not good enough, Dad. I didn't make the team. Oh, son, the father responds, I'm so sorry. I know this hurts, but I'm proud of you. Now, who are you becoming? You decide. The boy grows. High school prom is around the corner. It is his senior year. He asked the girl of his dreams, and she said yes. They gathered together in the living room. They took pictures with their friends, and as they were about to head out the door, the father pulled his son in close and whispered into his ear, I'm proud of you, son. Who are you becoming? You decide. The boy graduated from high school and moved out to college. He got into a good school in a good town, was making good grades, but one night the college life got the best of him, and he found himself in some mischief. He was in a surprising spot, and he called his dad from a place that he never dreamed he would be. His dad drove to the station, picked him up, sat in the car with him, and said, this isn't who you are, son. I love you. I'm not proud of this moment, but I am still proud of you. I forgive you. Now, who are you becoming? You decide. The boy continued to grow and mature, graduated college, met someone, they married, and at the wedding, his father gave a toast. And you guessed it, ended the toast with, I love you, I'm proud of you. Now, who are you becoming? You decide. Together, the boy and his wife moved into a home 8 hours away, and they began to raise a family, have children. And the years passed by, and things were good, but slowly, as they do, the worries and pressures and anxieties of life crept up around them. The boy encountered pressure and letdowns at work that would keep the boy at the office long into the evening. Pressures at home began to increase. And over the years, there was this growing discontentedness, this growing disconnection from his family, from his friends, from his mother, from his father. He grew disconnected. His talks with his dad had become more and more seldom over the years because he knew what he was going to get at the end of every phone call, that line that began to drive him crazy. Who are you becoming? You decide. He grew tired of hearing it. He grew tired in general. He was burnt out on both ends, and it was taking its toll. And finally, the bottom fell out. He returned home from a weekend work trip to find a note left on the counter from his wife. And it simply read, I want to take a break. That she was moving out for a season with the kids. He'd made some poor decisions. He had prioritized the temporary things of life, and now he didn't know what to do. He was angry, he was afraid, he was anxious. Days and weeks went by as he tossed and turned in his bed. He was wrestling with his own failure, with his own regret. How did I get here? Where do I go from here? When did I become this? He didn't want to call his father, but finally he picked up the phone. Dad, I need help. 8 hours later, there was a knock on the door. Father and son sat down at the kitchen table together. And the boy told his father everything of the past 5 years that led to this moment. His father just listened silently and finally, with tears in his eyes, said, "Oh, son, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you are experiencing this. I'm so sorry the pain that you have endured. I am so sorry of the pain that you have caused. I'm sorry for your wife, my grandchildren, the pain that they are experiencing. But I want you to know that you're my son. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm not proud of this moment. In this moment, you have a decision to make. Who are you becoming?" The son grew agitated. "Why do you always say that same thing to me? Why do you keep asking me that? Who am I becoming?" "I get it, Dad. Look what I've become. Look at my life. I'm not perfect. I get it. I am a failure that needs to do better. Look what I've become. I see it. I get it." "Oh, no, son," the father responded. No. I've asked that question ever since you were little because I want you to know that who we are, who you are, is not your wins, is not your losses, is not your A pluses, is not your ability to make a team, is not your failures, your successes, or your setbacks. But who we are, who you are, is how we respond to them. The father said, "See, in every circumstance, in every pain, in every mistake, in every shortcoming, in every win, in how we respond to the unknown, in every moment, every little decision we make, we are becoming. We are becoming something." You and I have the decision to be molded by the hand of God in our circumstances or to take matters into our own hands. I love you, son. I'm proud of you. Who are you becoming? You decide. And the son fell into his father's arms.